Hello, everybody.
Howdy.
So, you ready to go to work and do an expose on Watchtower?
Isn't that what we've been doing?
Well, yeah, I just wanted to make sure you're ready.
Oh, well, I don't know about ready, but here I am.
Okay, you got your tea.
I got my tea.
Got your thinking cap on.
I can only assume so.
Blood pressure is okay.
Oh, that's been taken care of. And my hair is even in a ponytail, so it's not going to be waving all
All
over the
right.
place.
We've got an expose here, and I want to thank, there were several people behind the scenes that helped put this together. And so I'll give a little bit of background on that. Our dear friend Atlanta sent us a link to the Englewood Hospital in New Jersey. And it was interesting because the link he sent me was the managed care for this hospital under their patient and visitors insurance information. And when you scroll down to the bottom, one of the plans that they cover is the Religious Order of Jehovah's Witness Healthcare Support Watchtower.
Yes. And I think down below you're going to put a couple links to a couple of news items relating to all of this.
Yeah, there's a couple of YouTube videos that I'm going to put the link to down below. Now, I'm also going to put the link to our website because I'm going to put all of this information on our website, so you have kind of like a one-stop expose.
Yeah, and I don't know if we're going to get into it now a little bit later, but when you listen attentively to these news broadcasts, this is something that Jehovah's Witnesses do not hear. They think, oh wow, this hospital's catering to our needs and everything else. And when you listen to this
Sherry
Ozawa in one of these news exposés, while they're talking about how great it is that we're exploring these bloodless surgeries for Jehovah's Witnesses and all this kind of stuff, what you miss is one of the most important things. While you are being guided into thinking that this hospital is catering to the needs of Jehovah's Witnesses, listen to what she says. In one of these broadcasts, she also endorses the donating of blood and said that it's great for the community to do this. Now you have hypocrisy, Jehovah's Witnesses. It's no different than you not being allowed to go to a YMCA to use the health benefits of pumping iron or swimming or whatever, and yet Watchtower says you can't go to that facility because it's owned by another religious order. Now I'm saying by means of hypocrisy and contradiction, you can't go to this hospital because right from the words of this Sherry Ottawa, she's endorsing donating blood. There's your hypocrisy. You can't have one without the other, Jehovah's Witnesses. And also remember too, she also talks about blood transfusions as being a liquid organ transplant. So if you can accept other means of transplants, kidneys, livers, whatever, as being a conscience matter, since she has termed this as a liquid organ transplant, then this should also become a conscience matter. And I find it interesting too, Kim, that in all of this, when she's endorsing the Jehovah Witness philosophy, not once does she mention blood fractions as being a conscience matter. So there's a lot here, Jehovah's Witnesses, that you're still not being told while you're listening to all of this thinking, oh, what a blessing from Jehovah. Really? So, my goodness. So the whole question becomes, is that while you're being fed a line of crap from Watchtower, thinking that this is a blessing from God, you're not hearing what's truly being said. This same hospital endorses the donating of blood. And the whole argument truly becomes, if you listen with a keen ear, Jehovah's Witnesses, this whole blood issue isn't about saving lives, whether it's scripturally right or wrong. You even hear this woman say that it's the most blood is the most wasted product and it's overused. So this hospital truly may appear to be working with Jehovah's Witnesses in their whole religious philosophy, but the bottom line becomes it's a wasted product. So they're actually teaching their doctors to be able to do these surgeries without wasting such a precious product. And there's your whole hypocrisy right there. It's not about saving human lives. It's about saving the almighty dollar.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting that she even talks about recycling your blood, or I believe, I forget the term, but that was one of the options when I had my hysterectomy, was they like vacuum up your blood if you start losing a lot of it, and they clean it up, recycle it, and infuse it back in. And I know that's a conscience matter, but most witnesses would not allow this, because once the blood leaves the body, that's it.
But now ask a Jehovah's Witness if you can, before surgery, go and donate your own blood. The Jehovah's Witness is going to say
They
no,
won't allow that.
because old Watchtower thinking was that once it touches the air, it becomes contaminated. The air kills the viability or the usefulness of the blood. But now my counter argument is when that blood is taken from your body and it's put into a sterile bag that has no air, the air is not touching the blood. So there is no way that the usefulness of your own blood pre-surgery and donating it, did that come out? No, you just lose your argument when it comes to that point.
Well, the blood recycling system, it vacuums it up from your body, cleans it up, and puts it back in. It's a closed system. So, that should be okay.
But so is donating your own blood, because it's in a closed system, isn't it?
You would think.
You would think. But see, now a Jehovah's Witness is going to sit there and argue, well, there's no guarantee that you're going to get your own blood. Do you know what liability the hospital would put themselves in by not giving you back your own blood? And you found out, you could sue their asses off and put a place like this Englewood Hospital right completely out of business. So there's still a lot of things here, Jehovah's Witnesses, that you're not contemplating, because you're stuck on one thing and one thing only. It was against God's law to eat blood. That law only pertained to animal blood, not human blood.
Yes. Okay, now getting on with the expose here.
Yeah, I'm done with my rant.
Well, good. So I sent this information also to Deep Throat, and he came back with a bunch of research. And the three of us, started looking into this. And this was interesting because it just turned into a whole spider web of all kinds of stuff, let me tell you. Now, Deep Throat found a link to this same hospital's website under their medical services, the bloodless products. Yeah, they even sell these products for witnesses, like keychains that is like a copy of your medical directive.
Well, see, they're now that they have all these things specifically for Jehovah's Witnesses, that helps defer some of the cost of, the expense of doing bloodless surgery now.
Yeah, I mean, you can buy kits and everything else, so it's like, my goodness. So
they're in the business for making money.
So there's a lot on our website with a lot of links, and you just have to click on those. And like I said, there's videos here, so let's get into this actual expose here for the Englewood. And is there connection with Watchtower? That was the biggest question. And in my personal opinion, oh, hell yeah, there is. Okay, so Deep Throat sent us this. It says the hospital is a Watchtower project, if not an outright with Watchtower business, and we're going to show that. The founding director, Sherry Ozawa, is a JW. Richard Melseth is a HLC heavy hitter in Phoenix, Arizona, and Ronald Tralvaglino is a JW and Watchtower representative. And then he says, see the attached document I compiled. Now I'm going to put the link to that PDF on our website also. And it's interesting when you start getting into this stuff, because it's Sherry Ozawa. Like he says, he does say she is a JW.
Now, isn't it funny that the same Sherry Ozawa in that news conference endorses the donating of blood, and it's very helpful to the community?
Interesting.
There's your hypocrisy.
Yeah, so she is the founding member and assistant secretary treasurer of this Englewood Hospital Medical Center, advancement of blood management program. And then this Richard Melseth, he's in it, and he's got all kinds of projects going on. And I find it interesting that right here, Deep Throat has another list of other names involved. And he's got Dale Black highlighted because we all know...
We knew a Dale Black.
Yeah, we all knew that whole entire family. They were from our area.
Yeah.
So I digress. Going on. But it's interesting that he is one of the team members. And I know he was a butt kisser, Watchtower butt kisser. So,
Aren't they all?
yeah, maybe I shouldn't say that because they were a nice family, except for some of them. Englewood Hospital gets $4.6 million to develop bloodless medicine. So they're not doing this out of the goodness of their heart or for the Jehovah's Witness patients.
Right. There's an ulterior motive.
Englewood Hospital Medical Center will receive nearly $4.7 million in federal funding to train military and civilian physicians in bloodless surgery and other medical procedures. Interesting. It even gets more interesting. Englewood Hospital is truly a national leader in this field and therefore worthy of being funded by the Defense Department to teach the entire U.S. military about bloodless medicine. Funded by the Defense Department. Oops, Watchtower, busted.
Well, that's the thing. I remember reading somewhere, and I forget which source I was reading, but all hospitals in the United States in particular are owned by the United States military.
Yeah.
And this right here you've got this, alleged Jehovah Witness. Not only is she endorsing donating blood, now she's also part of an organization whose funding comes from the United States Defense Department. So again, why is it wrong to go to the YMCA to use their facilities if they're funded by a Catholic church or any other church, and yet here you've got Jehovah's Witnesses working hand in hand with a hospital that's encouraged donating blood and now is financed by the U.S. Defense Department. I mean, it's hypocrisy all the way around.
Before I go on here, I just want to make a comment that it's truly sad that many Jehovah's Witnesses will not do any research like this. They want to keep their head in the sand. And even if you bring this out to them, they say, oh, you apostates lie. This is not true. Even when you have the links and the information, they will not go look it up themselves. They just want to call us liars and slanderers and tell us they can't wait till we die at Armageddon. And it's truly sad that they do not know all that Watchtower is involved in and the hypocrisy.
Yeah.
Going on here, Rothman, a member of the House Appropriations Defense Subcommittee, says, I'm very proud we were able to get this included in the defense budget. And for those of you who are not in the United States here, when they say defense budget, that is the military defense budget. It not only saves lives and helps alleviate suffering for our military personnel and veterans, it will also save federal tax dollars. So you see, this just became a huge spider web. Now you see why it took all of us, so long to investigate this. For example, they're talking about patients with low blood count and who don't need to be automatically transfused and have anemia. A patient's blood can be collected during surgery, cleansed, and reinfused. And we were talking earlier about that.
Yeah.
And how, a lot of witnesses will not do this. It's against their conscience to do this. Okay, now we're going to get into this Ron Travaglino. He has been appointed Assistant Director of the New Jersey Institute for the Advancement of Bloodless Medicine and Surgery at Englewood Hospital Medical Center. Until recently, was a manager of the Bloodless Medicine and Surgery at Bridgeport Hospital in Connecticut. Mr. T became professionally involved in healthcare while working in emergency medical services for the New Haven, Connecticut Fire Service. In 1977, Watchtower, the worldwide Jehovah's Witness headquarters, enlisted him to help find doctors who would respect the beliefs of their congregants to provide medical care without pressing them to accept blood transfusions. A decade later, as a member of Watchtower's Hospital Liaison Committee for Jehovah's Witnesses in New Haven, Connecticut, Mr. T worked with area hospitals to start bloodless centers. So this isn't the only one. Now what's interesting is we know that those in the hospital liaison are Jehovah's Witnesses.
Well, yeah, but isn't it funny? Now, here's the thing. here's a business opportunity for Watchtower.
Oh, yeah.
In 1977, Watchtower, the worldwide Jehovah's Witness headquarters, enlisted Mr. T to help find doctors who would respect the beliefs of their congregants to provide medical care without pressing them into pressing them to accept blood transfusion. A decade later, a member of the Watchtower's Hospital Liaison Committee for Jehovah's Witnesses in New Haven, Connecticut, Mr. T worked with area hospitals to start bloodless centers.
Yeah.
See, Watchtower has got your dedicated funds that are supposed to be going to the preaching work of God's kingdom. They're taking those funds and starting bloodless centers.
And the thing is Josh, our friend who's having the Bible study with a Jehovah's Witness, he even asked the conductor,
Right.
the JW, how come you guys don't do hospitals? And this JW emphatically said, because we have a more important life-saving work. And this goes along with Jehovah's Witnesses don't even know what their own organization is doing. So I forwarded all this stuff to Josh so he can show his JW,
Bible study conductor that, hey, Jehovah's Witnesses, you do have your fingers into the hospital community.
Yeah.
Because, see, you've even started bloodless centers.
Yeah. So this Mr. T became professionally involved in healthcare. Okay, we already read that. Okay, is pleased to be a member of such a prestigious program. I'm sure it pays pretty well.
I'm sure he's getting paid a pretty penny.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, like I said, I recommend you all. Now, we all know Dr. Cooley because everybody in Arizona used to go. I believe he was in Texas, if I remember right, back in the old days. And he's mentioned in this document. And so, like I said, just go through, and read the PDFs and watch these videos. Very interesting. And like I said, I will put a link down below to both videos and our website article on this expose, and it will have all the links in it. Just click on it. Just takes you a little bit to go through and read everything.
Yeah, and
watch videos.
Just listen to these interviews with a discerning ear. Because here they are, here's this news thing trying to make Jehovah's Witnesses look like they're at the forefront of doing all of this, and it's done specifically for Jehovah's Witnesses, and it's not. It's done specifically because blood, to quote her, is the most wasted product. It's overused. So they're trying to save money. It's truly not about the religious convictions of a satanic cult like Jehovah's Witnesses who demand a human sacrifice. It's done because it's the most wasted product and it's overused. And this same Sherry, in one of these interviews, is endorsing donating blood in the community because it's very helpful. So there they are, just like the snake, speaking with a forked tongue.
Yep, exactly.
And there's the hypocrisy exposed once again for the Watchtower and Babel Crap Society.
Yep. So thank you so much, everybody, for helping with the research in this. Love you guys. And thank you for watching. And maybe you can use this. Maybe you can get your JW family to look at some of this information, in the hypocrisy.
And if you're going to, make them listen to what they're saying. It's the most wasted product. And she's also endorsing donating blood.
Yeah, and the thing is these video links that I have below are not from apostates. They are from the Englewood Hospital themselves YouTube channel. So.
Except for the one though. The one video comes from that program, and I even watch this on Sunday morning once in a while. It's from Religion and Ethics.
Yeah, but it was on the hospital's YouTube channel itself. So they come from the hospital's YouTube channel. So it's not apostate videos. So you all have a wonderful day.
Bye.
And take care.